waenda kafanya hiyo kitu na kiwa na Oulu GPO the late. At that time sikuwa na nyinyi. Me, I was at State House Road Hostel watching TV. So when those chaos erupted, the university was closed. When the university was closed, I was in Bungoma, then I heard that there are students who have been suspended. Some students have been suspended. So I called CD Otieno. I told him, we need to come back and fight for those students who have been suspended. CD akaniambia, unajua wale wamesuspendiwa wengine kesi zao ni mbaya sana, yako ni kidogo. Nikasema aje? How can I? Nawezaje kuwa nimekuwa suspended? I was not even there when these guys were doing that thing. So I came back. Instead of fighting for these guys, I need to fight for myself first, to prove that I was not even there. But now that took me extremely a long time. So one Sunday, I talked to Ken Orengo. You know, Ken Orengo was a friend who happened to be friendly to the university administration. Call them Uncle Toms, but he's my friend. So I told Orengo, since you are friends with Magoha, and you know very well that I was not even there when these guys were fighting for the students. I was not part of that. I was somewhere watching TV. Mimi kama opposition leader nilikuwa nimekaa kama Raila huko. Wanapigania wanafunzi wakati. Sasa mimi nafukuzwa aje na suspendiwa aje. Kumbe it was a card that was played against me because they knew if this guy was free, he is the one who was most probable to come and bring a lot of problems. So one Sunday Orengo akakuja, nikapigia Ken Orengo simu. Tukakuja tukakutana na Magoha. Then Magoha told me, here is your suspension letter. If I ever hear anything about you, I will release it. Just that. Sasa nikakuwa mimi ni mtu nimefinywa makende sasa. Kaka hapo, now you see all those problems, suspension, receipts, umeachwa. Na them, some of your friends, by the way, unakumbuka in the Bible, there's this story of Job. When Job went through a lot of tribulations, it is said that his wife told him, why are you always worshiping this God of yours? Why don't you curse him and move on with life? So at that time, by the way, that time I only had one girlfriend. I was a very good man. So this lady came and started telling me, why are you always too notorious? Stubborn, fighting the university administration all the time. Your friends are there, they have been given jobs by the university. They are employed, they are earning. Here you are, pathetic, suffering with nothing. What's wrong with you? Hapo unajua naachwa. Hauna mpango kwa maisha. So, but eventually we managed to graduate against all those situations. So today I stand here as a testimony of what we call resilience. We're talking about resilience at the University of Nairobi. This context is extremely different because the call of student leadership had a lot of challenges. All of you heard about Karl Marx. You know what happened to him. He was one of the most brilliant guys. But you can imagine there are situations whereby just because somebody doesn't like you, you will do an exam, get this kind of grades, then after some time you go and check the grades have changed upside down. Just because of politics. Okay? You know about Oulu GPO. In fact, today I expected that all of us who are going to come here and celebrate these things symbolically, if we really understand where we're coming from. If you heard what Mamluki said, Nasila said here, you understand that the path of student leadership was a very challenging situation for every person who got into student leadership. Oulu GPO was a campus representative of Kikuyu campus. They served with the Ngaruya campus rep main, James Oroch akiwa Lower Kabete. James Oroch akiwa Lower Kabete campus representative. So when I ran for chairmanship and Rostan Garuya became chairman, GPO became his vice chairman, Oulu. And Oulu was very tough. So after those suspensions in Garuya na GPO walifukuzwa, GPO got into external activism, the politics outside here, and wakutana na kina Mamluki wakijaribu kupigania wananchi. They were fighting against the extrajudicial killings. So in that mix, Oulu GPO ended up being assassinated. And the kind of situation that followed was what all of us witnessed from the homes we come. When you see people in Nairobi, most of the people you see in Nairobi have very interesting backgrounds. Most of you are representatives of hope in your families. And that's what Oulu GPO represented. So when Oulu GPO was killed on 5th of March 2009, I talked to a number of comrades and we decided that we are going to put together a kitty to support his family, to stand in as the children of that family, of the mother and the father of Oulu GPO. So we pursued that program up to 2014 when his father died. So in this month, Oulu GPO's mother passed on. And one of the reasons as to why I could not even hold this celebration on 15th, the day I graduated, was because that was the burial day of GPO's mother, who was like a mother to us. And for me, I celebrate this because I'm just juxtaposing myself against those other situations. What would have happened to me if things went the way the person who failed made the units wished, if they ever went that way. But because of that determination and because of that journey, I decided that I'm now going to do my master's degree that I'll be marked objectively without bias or without opinionated experiences by the lecturers. And that is why I chose to celebrate this day. And I believe this is now the moment to join hands. This is the moment for all former student leaders and all others who have wished this country to run towards the right direction, to join hands and work together. You can never win alone in this world. There's always strength in numbers. And as Alex Matere quoted Fidel Castro, I believe that we can have this number as the beginning point of moving towards liberating this country. Because I know when we were in student leadership at different times, all our aspirations were that immediately we leave student leadership, we were going to duplicate the same arrangement of our experience in student leadership to the national level and make the country run better. So for me, I believe if we integrate our skills in leadership and put together our academic experiences, we are going to be able to make this country better. And that's why I enjoy very good working in partnership with somebody like Onchari here. Because Onchari is always a phone call away from me. And I believe that the energies we put together in doing a lot of stuff, if we multiply it and put all comrades towards one direction, we are going to realize change. Not only in Nairobi, but in the whole country. For me, I believe that once we are together, we can push an agenda that can get somewhere. There are people who came to lead the country at a very young age. Look at Wamboka's agenda, for example. He's a first-time member of parliament. And all of you, all you people who understand or who follow politics are aware of what Wamboka has been doing. Yes. Even those people, whether you agree with what he says or if you don't agree, you appreciate the fact that this is someone who is intelligent, someone who is focused, someone who is doing research before uttering words in parliament or even in public rallies.
There is hope.
Yes. So based on that, if you have 10 of them in parliament, or 15 or 20 of them, don't you think that you'll be having a direction towards changing the country? And that was my desire. That was the reason as to why I chose to invite a number of my friends. I think that some of you saw the the banner that we sent out, I had this feeling, because in this politics we have experienced different levels of friendships. I had invited Mheshimiwa Jack Wamboka here, and my other friends who are not here today. Some are engaged in government issues, and some of them are not in the country. But basically they are with us. And my wish, as we move as a unit, I would like to still work with them so that this becomes the beginning of the conversation. That the next time we meet, they've been encouraged enough to know that this kind of meeting is a priority to them. I want us to start this and ensure that at some point people feel that they should identify with this kind of movement. It's not so difficult to do it. It's always about starting. I had talked to the Secretary General of UDA, Senator Cleophas Malala, Waziri Moses Kuria, PS Alex Wachira of Energy, and the government spokesman Isaac Mwaura, who have sent their apologies. It's also an apology from the Director General of the private sector regulatory authority, Fazul Mohammed, who also happens to be my friend, because he's held up in a meeting somewhere. I don't know. They promised that if they finish the meeting on time, they'll join us, but I think we have run out of time. But those are some of the people I'm thinking we can work towards putting an agenda together that can make a direction that is different from what we are having right now. I strongly believe that most people do not agree politically when it comes to 2027. It's not very clear. But about 2032, at the national level, there is consensus. That is an open field, and it's our generation to lead. Ujaka akituambia eti anataka kuwa rais 2032, tutamsikiza. Because we are working together, and it is doable. If it is Cleophas Malala who will be telling us that, that's what we'll do. If it is Fazul, if it is Moses Kuria, if it is Isaac Mwaura, if it is Alex Wachira, or if it is me, Governor, then we'll be working together towards some direction. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So that is why I want us to initiate some kind of movement that does not really need to get permission from anyone to make a difference in this country. Whether you are in Azimio, whether you are in BAPK, whether you are in UDA or ODM, that doesn't matter. Hizi vita za saa hizi kulingana na mimi sio zetu. Vita zetu zinakuja na lazima tujitayarishe kwa saa hizi. Sasa mtu mwingine huyo Ngaruya ilikuwa time yake ya kuongea akatoroka. And then Masabo you also ran away. So with your permission, Mheshimiwa Wamboka, I would like to lend little time to Ngaruya, lazima aseme kitu kwa nini aliiba kura yangu. Tuendelea na story. But I thank you very much. Ngaruya, I want you to speak, alafu from there I think tutaendelea karibu kufunga. Maybe from there tunaenda entertainment kidogo, alafu tufunge.